Alright, so we're back over here. Where we get to choose who our favorite boy will be. We already explored Ichigo's route. Let's instead explore what Yuzuki's all about. Oop. I'm honestly afraid that Yuzuki will reject me. But you won't know until you try, right? Yuzuki, could we talk inside my house for just a while? And totally, like, third wheel, Ichigo, and friendzone him. Super hard. Is it something you couldn't talk about right now? Well, I appreciate it if we talk alone, just the two of us. After all, Ichigo might make fun of me if I openly tell him. I smell something spicy here. Something spicy? I don't smell anything, though. Maybe you should just leave and go home, Yuzuki. Your parents would get angry if you got home late, right? Shut it, Ichigo. This is between me and Yuzuki. Maybe she wants to I quickly muffle Ichigo's mouth before he could say more. Luckily, Yuzuki's pretty dense, as he only tilts his head with confusion. Get off me! Fine. I'll leave so you two can have your quality time together. Have fun. Why does he seem so down? Well, we know. Should we get inside then, Amy? Oh yeah, it won't take much more than 15 minutes. Don't worry. I bring Yuzuki inside with me. Even though he's with me, he's still acting polite when he enters. Excuse me. Just come on in. Didn't I tell you my parents are always away? It's just me here. No need to be so formal. I suppose you're right. Sorry, it's just a habit of mine. And why did you bring me to your kitchen? Well, actually, I opened the refrigerator and pulled out the gift I made for Yuzuki, then handed it to him. My throat is beginning to feel dry and my heart is thumping loudly. What I feel right now is a mixture of nervousness, fear, and excitement all at the same time. Here, I remember that your favorite dessert was lemon cheesecake, so I made one for you. Okay, it's kind of like, it's like the Schrodinger's Valentine's gift. Whatever, she planned to give it to, it was already made for that person, Amy, thank you. I do love lemon cheesecake. That made me sigh out of relief. I don't know what I'd do if I remembered it wrong. But that's just one issue over. The other one is... Yuzuki, actually... It's actually a Valentine's gift. Ah, that's right. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, isn't it? Does he even get what I mean by that? Oh well, I guess I'll have to spell it out for him. Yes, by giving that gift, I'm saying that I like you. More than just a friend. Music stops. Record scratch. Oh. I see. I understand. Amy, I'm sorry. The truth is, I already have... Okay, just a fake out, alright. Just a fake out. I love you too. Huh? You do? Yes, it's true. I honestly didn't think you feel the same way. That's what I should be saying. You're perfect in every way. Pretty much everyone likes you. You're also friendly with almost everyone. I was hesitating because I thought you'd reject me. I mean, I'm just a normal girl with nothing to boast about, just like a typical Otome protagonist. I think you have some things to boast about. For example, you're so sleepy that you always doze off during class. Okay. How is that something to boast about? I find it cute. You're like a cat. That's why, you got a dead bird. I also think you cook well. You're caring of others. And you're sometimes brave enough to say what's on your mind instead of putting a pretense. Sheesh, okay, I get it. You're embarrassing me with those compliments now. The expressions you're making is adorable as well. I said cut it off. Anyway, since tomorrow is Valentine's Day, I was wondering if you want to go on a date with me after school. Oh. What's this? Yuzuki suddenly looks troubled. What's the matter? Do you have something to do at that time? Well, actually, I've been planning to run away from home these past few days. Huh? Yuzuki then pulls out a train ticket scheduled to go the day after tomorrow. But why? I just felt very suffocated at home. You remember how I said I was trying to be more independent? Well, it's for this reason. I see. Even though we just got together. Oh, I didn't mean to stop you from leaving. You really do feel bad at home. I'm just a bit sad. No, I get it. It just shows that you care for me, and I appreciate that. Because of that, I was thinking that I want to spend the rest of today and tomorrow with you. Huh? Would it be asking for too much if I stay in your house tonight? What? What are you saying? Of course I'd be more than happy to let you stay. Thank you very much, Amy. I'll be in your care. Hmm? I still can't believe that just happened. Who knew it escalated this quickly? They're already living together. Aside from the fact that someone gave me a dead bird, I remember that, and Yuzuki would be leaving, today is just miracles after miracles. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow now. I wish tomorrow would be just as nice. Will it? I don't know. Lemons. I think his theme is lemons, I feel like. Strawberry and lemons. The first thing I smelled when waking up is the faint scent of curry. I wonder if it's my mom cooking, but I remember she's still away in Osaka. That's right. Yuzuki is supposed to be sleeping on the futon beside my bed, but why is it empty? Only then did I connect the thoughts. The dots. Yuzuki he's cooking, isn't he? Oh, Yuzuki means small citrus fruit. Is it? Does it? I don't know. Anyway, as I try to get up, I notice that my head stings. Not only that, my entire body too. When I look at myself on the mirror though, everything seems fine. What the? It must be my imagination. Thinking that way, I nonchalantly leave my room to check up on the kitchen. Weird. What did that mean? I don't know. And sure enough, I see Yuzuki in the kitchen. He seems to be chopping some vegetables while also cooking the curry. Smelling the curry from nearby now makes my mouth drool. I've tasted his cooking in our home economics class. It tastes heavenly. He really can do everything, can't he? Good morning, Amy. How was your sleep? It's good. Of course it's good. We were sleeping in one room after all. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not going to say that out loud though. Even if we're lovers, it's still embarrassing. I'm glad to hear that. And about the curry, I've noticed that you have leftovers. It hasn't gone bad yet, and I simply thought it'd be a waste to throw it away. Now I'm reheating it and adding a couple of ingredients so that the curry will be enough for the both of us. I hope you don't mind. Why would I mind? I should be the one thanking you. Even though it's leftovers, I'm still excited to eat it. Whatever it is you cook, I'm sure it'll turn out perfect. For some reason, Yuzuki suddenly stops chopping and just looks straight at me. Thank you. Then he just goes back to chopping potatoes like it's nothing. What was that all about? Is he mad that I'm not helping him out? Save the game. Sure, let's help him? Yuzuki, are you mad that I'm not helping you out? If that's the case, I'll lend you a hand. Oh, you will? Yeah. I'll help you chop while you keep an eye out the curry. No. Instead, could you please fetch me the onion? Huh? Well, sure, wait a second. I quickly grab an onion from the fridge before I hand it out to Yuzuki. However, instead of grabbing the onion, he grabs my hand, pushes down the chopping board. Meanwhile, his other hand grabs a cleaver from the kitchen counter. Yuzuki? What are you... Without answering me, he brings the cleaver down onto my wrist. He's just adding a special ingredient, that's all. The pain is unimaginable. For some reason, my voice won't come out. When I dare myself to look at my hand, I see the cleaver stuck midway through my wrist. Another pain, I see the cleaver getting pulled out. Before he strikes down again. He keeps doing it over and over. By the end of it, I can't feel my hand anymore. I feel my consciousness fading away. Before it happens, I briefly hear and see Yuzuki. Thank you for lending me your hand, Amy. But get it? Get it? You don't get it? There. I will make sure that your suffering won't end in vain. You have reflected on your actions, haven't you? What's that? You're sorry? Good. That's all I want to hear from you, Amy. You can sleep now. The pain will disappear soon. Good night, Amy. Bad and 1. Hand. Hand. Well, I guess that's a bad ending. I didn't expect that. I thought he was going to be totally normal after Ichigo, but I guess not. I don't know. Anyway. This time, let's not get our hand chopped off, maybe? We'll just let him be. Maybe he's, you know... Maybe he's like very protective of his cooking, you know? He doesn't want anyone to disturb his cooking. Probably just overthinking it. He was just staring at me, that's all. Yuzuki puts the chopped potatoes into the curry and then looks at me again. By the way, Amy, are you planning to go to school today? Yeah, you'll be going too, right? No. Let's skip for today. Huh? Yuzuki has always been a good student, so far he has an almost perfect class attendance. I never thought he'll purposely skip like this. But remembering what happened yesterday, it's pretty understandable. Well, you'll leave by tomorrow. Then let's skip and spend the day here. Thank you, Amy. Oh, the curry seems to be done. He grabs a spoon from the kitchen counter before scooping some of the curry up. Then he starts to point the spoon towards my mouth. Would you like to have a taste, Amy? Of course. Ow. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you that's still hot. Knowing that, Yuzuki pulls the spoon back and gives it a gentle blow. Sheesh, it's like we're a married couple or something. You know, not to mention the fact that he cut off our hands. It's like, yeah, we're just a happy, lovey-dovey couple. Here, you should be colder now. Thanks, Yuzuki. And of course, it tastes wonderful. What do you think? Oh, good. Wait, let me grab the place for us to eat. Breakfast at home with Yuzuki, who would have thought? It's usually just me eating breakfast alone, or together with Ichigo. Speaking of Ichigo, he usually comes to pick me up for school. I don't think he ever misses a day to do that. So why isn't he here today? Whatever. It's not like I'm going to school anyway. It's better if he doesn't come at all. Strange. Very sus. So that I can enjoy my time alone with Yuzuki. Just the two of us. Yep. Totally normal. Nothing strange going on at all. They haven't come out. Since last night, they're still cooked up in there. Disgusting. So Yuzuki's that kind of person after all. Oh, okay, I get it. Ichigo is like, peering in through the window. Alright, it makes sense. Should I just barge in and tell her that he's... No. She might get sad. I don't want to make her sad. Maybe I should use him. Yeah. And then I'll be the one to console her. That's it. Heh. He's cooking something, he's doing some kind of scheme there. After we ate, the two of us spent our time reading. The second Yuzuki took a look at my book collection, he went to reading in no time. I did remember him saying he loves reading books in his spare time. Well, I don't really mind. Spending time like this is pretty comfortable. But what I didn't expect was the book that he chose. He seems to be immersed in it too. It's pretty shocking. I would imagine him liking non-fiction books or poems, but I guess I was wrong. Eventually, Yuzuki looks up from the book and sighs. Seeing that, I put my book down to talk to him. So, how is it so far? The book? It's rather entertaining. Which part are you on right now? Right now, I'm at the part after the students left the building one by one and started killing each other. Is the book called Danganronpa, or... I guess they left the building though, so that... Anyway. 38 students are still alive by now. I think that's exactly where I left off. Is that so? Then how about reading it together now? Oh, that sounds fun. Let's do it. Just reading a casual murder, super murder story where students kill each other, that's all. It's very normal. The two of us sit closer The two of us sit closer to each other until there's practically no gap between us and start reading. Our reading pace is pretty much the same, too, so neither of us interrupted the other. Eventually, I hear Yuzuki sigh. If I were the main character, I don't think I'd be able to trust Noriko that easily. Right, me too. I feel like they're too naive. Someone might look and act innocent, but there could be a monster inside. Looks at camera. Are you perhaps referring to yourself, Aimi? What? No, nothing like that. But I really didn't expect you to be distrustful. You always seem so kind and trusting of others. Like you said, someone so innocent could very well be hiding an ugly part of themselves. And you knew that better than anyone, don't you? Seriously, why do you keep insisting on that? Why else? Because I know full well what you did. Okay, the mood suddenly changed. Huh? Tell me. Aimi. Acting all innocent, like nothing happened. Are you truly happy with this? What do you mean? Stop pretending like you don't know. You never loved me in the first place. It's only because I showed you some kindness and you latch on to it. When it turns out that I wasn't able to give you what you want, you lost it. Someone will leave me once again. That's what you thought, right? What are you talking about? You don't know? That's funny. After all, you... Okay, anyway. Looking for someone? Sorry to sneak up behind you just like that. So it's like I was saying, are you looking for someone in Class 3C? As far as I remember, you're Haruto from Class 3B, right? You know me. I know almost everyone from Class 3A to 3E. So I could probably help you if you're looking for someone. Then, you do know Yuzuki, right? Who doesn't know Yuzuki? I take it you're looking for him? Yeah. Then I'll let you in on a juicy gossip of him. Gossip. See, it all started yesterday after school. My childhood friend Aimi, Yuzuki, and I were walking back home together. And then, just as we're about to split up, Aimi suddenly asks Yuzuki to go inside her house together. Oh, while I'm still there too. The nerve of him. Or nerve of her, rather. I know she has a crush on him, but it wouldn't hurt to be more tactful, right? And here comes the juicy part. By morning, the two of them never left Amy's house. Can you believe that? They even skipped school together. That's... I wonder what they're doing since yesterday night. It's very suspicious, right? Hey, aren't you curious too, Haruto? Maybe Yuzuki's still in Amy's house even now. Oh well, it's not my place to meddle. If Amy's happy, then I'm also happy. I hope you can find Yuzuki. See you later. Yuzuki. What was I doing again? Looking at the window, apparently it's already evening. That's weird. Last time I was reading a book of Yuzuki, didn't I? Wasn't I? Yeah. I have to see him. I have to make sure he's fine. Upon entering my living room, I see Yuzuki sitting on the sofa. Is he still reading? He's been reading that book all day now. Yuzuki? Yuzuki? Hey! Say something. Aimi. Are you feeling better now? Feeling better? Yeah, you suddenly collapsed earlier. If you're still feeling unwell, perhaps we just go see a doctor. No, there's no need for that. I'm perfectly fine, see? Are you really sure about that? Yeah, don't worry. Then, at least let's have you rest in your room. Come, I'll escort you up. Yuzuki puts his hand gently on my back as he walks me back to my room. I waste no time to lay in my bed. Seeing that, Yuzuki gives me a look of concern. You're battered up, Aimi. How about I open the window and let in some fresh air? Okay. Last time, when there was an option to let him be, and we did not choose it, we ended up dying. So what happens if we just open the window ourselves? I mean, should be no problem, right? It's nothing strange going on. Let's just open the window ourselves. Let's do that. No, it's fine. Let me open it myself. I get up from my bed again, heading towards the window. When I open it, a gust of cold wind enters the room. Right, it's still winter. I just stare outside for a while. Then, before I knew it, I was already falling down. Huh. It seems that this is it for me. Even though I look up, I can't see Yuzuki anywhere. Yuzuki? No, that's right. Of course he's not there. He's already... Oh, I guess we tripped. Bad end number 2. Guilt. I think I'm getting what the game is putting down, I think I'm, the hints are like kind of obvious at this point, but yeah, let's see. But obviously I guess we shouldn't open the doors, or rather not the door, the window ourselves. Let's let him do it this time. Yuzuki opens the window slightly in my stead, and the cold wind makes its way in. Even though it's winter, fresh air is still fresh. Please, rest up. I'll make you some soup. After Yuzuki left, I just stare at the ceiling for some time. I close my eyes, and by the time I open it again, I feel a vibration in my pocket. Someone's trying to call me, it seems. Looking at my phone, I see 20 missed calls from this morning until fairly recently. And it's all from Ichigo. I can only sigh at that. I know he means well, but sometimes he can get way too nosy and overprotective. So I decided to give him a call. Aimi? Well, that didn't take him too long enough, or long at all. What do you want? Huh? You didn't leave your house all day and skip school, of course I'll be worried. Hey, are you sick or something? Kind of. And Yuzuki just lets you be. He's with you, right? It's nothing like that. Look, just shut up and mind your own business. Okay, we're so rude. We're only childhood friends, that's all. So don't get too cocky. Aimi, I'm sorry. Hearing that Ichigo has nothing else to say, I decided to cut the call off. Almost immediately after, I see Ichigo calling me again, to which I respond by throwing my phone off somewhere. Yuzuki must have heard, because I hear his footsteps walking up towards this room. Okay. We're so, we're so cold towards Ichigo. That's a surprise. Aimi, what's wrong? No, sorry, it's nothing. On second thought, do you want me to accompany you? That'd be nice. Yuzuki nods at that before he sits beside me. Aimi, truthfully, there's something I want to ask. Since when did you start falling for me? What kind of question is that? No, sorry, I was just curious. Well, my feelings just gradually grow for you over time. At first, it was just a normal attraction and admiration. You're good looking, and your grades are perfect. I did feel envious at one point, but when you started talking to me, I began to notice how nice and humble you actually are. Despite your achievements, you never brag about yourself, and you're always supportive of others. You even started helping me study, even though I could be hard to deal with sometimes. There aren't that many people who care about me in the first place, and then the rest is history. I see. Since I shared why I fell for you, how about telling me why you love me? Do I really have to? Please? Yuzuki let out a sigh of defeat before he looks at me. The reason why I love you, well, I just love you the way you are. Or at least, that's what you wanted to hear, isn't it? Okay, here we go again. These weird, like, sort of like, mood swings. A sense of dread suddenly wraps around me. In the first place, Yuzuki never loved you. No. Shut up. Aimi. Everything is just a delusion. Shut up! I tried telling you so many times, but you just kept blocking me off. Will you continue to do that? Or will you actually try to face the truth now? Okay. He can be a little pushy at times. Hey, Risa, by the way. Let's see. Let's run away. Let's not face the truth. Let's just run away. Whee! I don't know what you're talking about. Of course you don't. Come on. Wipe that frown off from your face. From now on, I'll never mention anything about the truth anymore. I love you, Amy. Let's be together forever from now on. Yes. Bad End 3. Living in delusions. And thus, Amy goes to sleep and has adventures in her head. Something about, like, I don't know, white space. Anyway. Alright, well, obviously at that point, we kind of know. We kind of know. Yuzuki basically spells it out for us. He wasn't here in the first place, which makes it kind of weird, though. Well, we sometimes see it from Ichiko's perspective, right? And Ichigo seems to imply that he did see Yuzuki with Amy, or maybe he just assumed that. Yeah, maybe he just assumed that. Maybe he didn't actually see Yuzuki, but obviously something happened to him. So all right, let's face the truth. Boop. But if I do, then you'll disappear? I know. But perhaps it's better that way. You have committed something unforgivable, after all. No matter how hard you try to look away or run, it still won't erase what you did. Yuzuki then puts his hands on my cheeks gently. Look here. I gulp before obliging him and look over to where he told me to look. Oh, there he is. Yeah, there you go. There he is. Little knife. That's right. Last night Yes. By giving that gift, I'm saying that I like you, more than just a friend. Oh. I confessed to Yuzuki. I see. I understand. Amy, I'm sorry. I'm prepared for rejection. I can always try to get close and win his heart, but the truth is, I already have a lover. Huh? Yes. I'm sorry for keeping secrets from you. His cheeks redden, his facial expression soften. It's a face I've never seen before. But I've never seen him dating anyone. I can guess who. I can guess who. There's never a rumor about him dating, too. Does he hate me that much, to the point of lying to me? With whom? I've made a promise not to tell, so I can't tell you. He can't say, liar. But I suppose I can tell you this much. The day after tomorrow, I'll be going with my lover to Tokyo. Please, keep it a secret. And with that, I also want to thank you for your kindness up to this point. Now you're telling me that you leave me behind. Hell. Pardon? You're so cruel. Do you really hate me that much, Yuzuki? I'm really sorry, Amy. I don't hate you, I promise. I don't mind treating you somewhere tomorrow as an apology. No, that'll be useless. Amy? Don't leave. Amy! Please, calm down and put that knife down. I'm sorry, okay? Let's have a conversation, and then what? You'll still leave me in the end. Stab. Amy, please. I don't want to hurt you. Then stay with me. I can't, Amy. Can't you understand that? Then I'll make you stay. Amy! Please. Just let me be. Or just let me, rather, but anyway. Stab, 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 stab. The last thing I remember was Yuzuki grabbing a bottle from the side before he swings it at my head. That's right, I never felt a feeling so painful as last night. Okay, so that's why she was injured, you know? It was mentioned, it was like mentioned 2 times actually. When she woke up, she had a weird sensation, and also the delusion Yuzuki mentioned how she was battered. So that's where that came from. Okay. And so, yesterday night I killed Yuzuki. I thought doing this would be better than letting him go, but I was wrong. Yuzuki, I'm sorry. So sorry. Well, as it turns out, the yandere was us all along. What a twist. Though I guess, well, we kind of already got that. We already got that twist, you know, from the other round. But anyway. 2 years ago. Well, okay. Flashback to 2 years ago. Haruto. The results and rankings of the midterm exam is already out. And of course, my place in the rankings is average. Rank 42nd out of 124 first-year students. It is pretty good, but who remembers the one at the 42nd rank anyway? No matter how hard I try, this is the best I can do, I guess. Maybe it's finally time to kiss my dream goodbye. Of course, the one who ranked first is Yuzuki, who went to the same school since elementary up until now, and I guess he's still as impressive as ever. Must be nice. Born in a rich family, having a bright mind. If only we could eat the rich. Anyway, it's like he's a prince and I'm just a normal peasant. A mob character. Being the mob character isn't all that bad, really. But sometimes I wish my life is just more entertaining. Oh, the bell. I'm sure today too would end up as just like usual. Or at least, that's what I thought. But what is this? I was just reading a comic near the school's storage, but Yuzuki suddenly shows up and I instinctively hid. And he seems to be practicing volleyball? Oh, he sucks at it too. You know, just like that episode in Love is what's it called? Love is War, you know? Kaguya-sama Love is War. Since it's starting to get painful for me to just watch, I decided to leave my hiding spot. Hey, Yuzuki. You're Haruto. Huh, so you remember me. That's a surprise. Anyway, do you need help with that? I pointed the ball that he's holding, causing Yuzuki to chuckle nervously. You saw what I was doing. Yeah, I never knew you suck at volleyball. From what I remember when we were at middle school, you seemed decent at it. No use hiding, I suppose. Please keep this a secret. Actually, I'm very bad at sports. Seriously? Well, I know you're not the best at it, but you don't seem that bad at it. That's because I practice. Whenever we'll have PE, I'll always look at what we'll be doing and practice it ahead of time. Well, not just PE, I also do it for the other subjects so that I won't have to worry about my grades. That sounds tedious. It's as if you're doing, but that just means you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know? You just, it's called studying, you know? That's what normal people do. Anyway. I just don't want to look like a fool in front of the others. Again, please don't tell the others about this. It's embarrassing. Huh. So he's not perfect after all. He's put a lot of effort into his work. Unlike me, who just gave up and settled for average. Him earning a top spot in almost every ranking makes sense now. That's impressive. I guess I've always been wrong about him. But anyway, I see a golden opportunity here. Want me to teach you sports then? You will. Yeah, but not for free. I'll teach you sports, in exchange you'll teach me the usual school subjects like math and social studies. That sounds perfect. Then we have a deal. I honestly don't know why, out of all people, he agreed to let an average guy like me teach him. But that doesn't matter. Maybe now I don't have to abandon my dream after all. Ever since that day, we'd meet up for our studying sessions after school. It's actually helpful for me. Yuzuki has a natural talent as a teacher, and his explanations is very easy to understand. However, I'll admit that I'm not doing that good of a job teaching him. The fact that he's not as fit as I thought doesn't help. Even so, he keeps agreeing to meet anyway. He might be lonely, or at least that's the feeling I get when I see him. A week passes and I say we're friends by now. Our study together sessions are still going. For that, we usually use the school storage, because almost no one goes there. Yuzuki cares too much about how people think of him sometimes. This is something I've noticed for a while now. Not that I mind much. I don't really like being in crowded places after all. Today is the same as usual. We're supposed to meet in the storage yet again. But he's late. I wonder what happened. Last night, he did say that he's going to have an all-nighter to practice. Ah, Haruto. Sorry I've kept you waiting, didn't I? Yeah, you too. What's up? Well, Yuzuki pulls his sleeve down, showing me his bandaged left wrist. Let me guess. You trained too hard last night. Yes. I let out a long sigh at that, before I pulled my comic out. Well, that's that. Let's just hang out today. Will that be alright? Well, what do you mean? If I force you to train anyway, your hand's gonna break off. Just sit down beside me and enjoy the day off. Rest up, Yuzuki. Alright. So tell me, Why did you push yourself? Because I don't want to annoy you. I thought if I practice before you teach me, I'll lessen your burden. That defeats the purpose, actually, because you're practicing before that, too. Huh? You're doing the same things you're doing before. I admire your determination, I do, but you take it too far sometimes. And look, you're way too self-conscious. It's not entirely your fault. I admit that I'm also bad at teaching. But isn't that the point of this whole studying together thing? We're bad at what we're doing, so we're learning how to get better. I suppose you're right. Despite his answer, his expression tells me that he's not convinced at all. I let out another sigh at that and decided to ask him something. Yuzuki, why are you so afraid of being bad at something? I know you mentioned not wanting to look like a fool, but is that really all? Well, to be honest, my parents are very strict. My mother is a doctor, my father is a teacher. What would others think of them if I perform badly? Even if your parents are smart, they're not smart enough to raise their child properly, it seems. That would embarrass my parents greatly. So they punish me whenever I don't have good grades or whenever I misbehave. I know behind all that punishment my parents also mean well, but... Well, anyway, that's why I'm afraid of making mistakes. Okay, I get it. You want to avoid being punished by your parents, huh? Do your parents even know that you can't do everything perfectly? Well, at the very least, even your parents don't. Everyone else knows that nobody's perfect. You said that your parents only punishes you when you don't have good grades, right? And I'll tell you, doing a tiny mistake won't make you have bad grades. Admitting you're bad at sports definitely won't ruin your PE grade. With PE, the teachers usually kind enough to give you a good grade purely from your efforts anyway. Oh, that's what happened to me, by the way, in high school. I had like a nice gym teacher that wasn't like, there's always a stereotypical, like, I don't know, you always see it in like a show or whatever, like any kind of show is like the stereotypical, like, bully, like, gym teacher who's like really fat or whatever, I don't know. And it's like really mean to everybody, but I don't know, I had like a nice gym teacher that, it doesn't matter if you're actually good at the sports as long as you participate, right? Anyway. And I know you really worked hard to be able to perform at least decently at it. The teacher should be able to see it too. What I'm trying to say is, you're not perfect at sports, but it's fine. He looks somewhat surprised by it. Maybe he's not convinced yet? Well, I guess your parents' way of teaching must have turned you into a perfectionist as well. Set your parents aside for a moment. I think there's a benefit to letting others know you're not so good at something. There is? Yeah. I'll be honest, before this I always thought you seemed too perfect. That's just me, almost everyone I know thinks so too. So sometimes we feel kind of intimidated by you, Like you're on a different league than us. I mean, that is true, he's very rich, so therefore on the social hierarchy. Anyway, is that so? I never knew. But that would explain some things. I mean, like what? I mean, if he's so rich, why isn't he in like a private school with other rich people, But anyway. Yeah, so don't be afraid to admit your flaws and make mistakes. That way you'll get used to it and won't beat yourself up for every little mistake you make. Plus, it'll make you seem more approachable. Interesting. I guess that's where I remember, actually. Aimi did mention how Yuzuki is humble and all that. So that's actually when he started becoming more like, nice, basically, to everybody. I get it. I'll try your advice, Haruto. Thank you for telling me all that. I also felt better after telling you how I feel. Glad I could help. Oh, what's the matter? It's almost time for my part-time job. Man, time flies. Oh, you work part-time? Yeah, I need to learn how to be independent and save up from now on. I'm planning to leave this small town to go to Tokyo once I graduate after all. Hint hint. As long as my parents will feed me forever. I see. Will you be going there by yourself? I'll see you later. Haruto, wait. Could I come with you? But how about your father? He'll pick you up later too. He'll pick you up later, right? I'll call him and let him know. Hey, your house is pretty far from here. You get tired easily too. Are you sure about that? Haruto, you're too blunt sometimes. But I'll be fine. It'll be a good way to exercise too. If you say so. Just don't complain if your legs end up bandaged too tomorrow. Yuzuki started to accompany me home since then. It only lasted a few weeks though. I noticed people are starting to befriend Yuzuki nowadays. He probably took my advice, or maybe that's just me wanting to believe that all my advice didn't go to waste. Either way, Yuzuki has been pretty busy handling his social life. He even forgot to come to our studying sessions. Eventually, I just stopped asking him to come. Which leads me back to square one. Here I am now, reading comics alone near the storage, like I always do when I have nothing else to do. I'm happy that Yuzuki seems to be getting even more popular now, and yet, it feels lonely. I have other friends beside Yuzuki, of course, but spending time with him feels different somehow. I guess that prince managed to charm me too in the end. No, what the hell am I thinking? This is totally not a setup for, like, a yaoi couple. Even though I have my favorite comic right here, my mind drifts off just like that. I need to focus. I've been excited for this volume to come out after all. There's a pile of cardboard boxes in front of me, and one of them just topples down. Is someone there? What the hell are you doing, Yuzuki? Stop hiding and come here. Sit beside me. Alright. So, what brings you here? I was wondering why you stopped asking me to study together. I didn't do anything wrong, did I? That reminds me, I've always been the one asking for us to meet. When I stopped, his self-consciousness was probably acting up again. No, you're fine. I just thought you're busy. If you wanted to study together, you could have just asked. I don't mind. I see. I thought you were angry. Angry? Nothing like that. Actually, I'm pretty proud. I see people are starting to approach and befriend you. What do you think? It's nice, but it's rather chaotic. One group invites me out, then another also invites me out. I don't want to say no to either groups. It's quite tiring. You know, it's so tiring to be so rich and popular all the time. That's also part of why I'm here right now. I kind of escape from them. Yuzuki, you know you can't please everyone, right? Of course, but still. Next time, just say no to them if you really don't want to. If you don't, people are going to take advantage of you. I got scolded again. It's easier said than done, but I'll try. There you go. For now, let's just stay and relax, yeah? Feel free to do whatever you want here. Yes. My mood's gotten better now. Knowing that Yuzuki didn't forget about me is pretty relieving. Haruto, could I ask you something? What's up? You seem to like that comic. I was wondering what it is. You don't know? Are you living under a rock or something? I guess you're not well versed in pop culture then. Fine, I'll tell you. It's just a detective comic that I've followed since I was little. It tells a story of a high schooler detective who's drugged by this organization and became an elementary school detective. Yes, I know that one. It's very long running. Oh, I see. Is that why you wanted to be a detective? How do you know? Oh, okay. So that was his dream, to be a detective, eh? You said so in class during elementary school, didn't you? Well, yeah, but how do you even remember that? That happened like 8 years ago. Well, when the teacher told us to tell everyone about our dreams one by one at a time, nobody was excited as you are. I thought it was impressive how you seem so passionate about your dream. It's clear that it's something you want for yourself. And despite the fact that someone made fun of you afterwards, you continue to stand firm. I really admired that. But don't forget that becoming a detective is not like, not like how it is in the stories, actually. A lot of, like real-life police detectives don't really solve most of the crimes they take on. But anyway, don't worry about that. And, don't mind the fact that police culture is, like, very toxic and, like, anyway. Well, I'm glad my extreme otaku face inspired you somehow. This might disappoint you, but I've been thinking of giving up that dream. It's a bit too far-fetched after all. What do you mean? I like detective comics and TV shows, sure, but I'm no one special, really. My grades are so-so, and while I can do sports, I absolutely have no idea how to defend myself. I should take up judo, I guess. I like solving puzzles and riddles, but I'm no genius at it. No matter how hard I try to be better at my studies or whatever I do, the results are always average. I'm like an average, typical anime protagonist. Sorry for the sudden rant. Just forget I said anything. But I'm fine with you ranting about your problems, Haruto. And you're quite the hypocrite, aren't you? Even though you were just telling me how imperfections are right just a few weeks ago. I will admit that your abilities in studying is rather average, and that normally you don't stand out. Going straight for the gut, aren't you? Where the hell did the kind and considerate Yuzuki go? Sorry, I'm not finished yet. Oh god. Well, even if you're just average, it's not as if you have to be someone special to become a detective, right? Huh? The comic you like. It tells the story of a high school detective. Do you perhaps feel like you should be like that to be able to become a proper detective? Well, it's unrealistic that it happened, but there you have it. Not every detective is born a genius, right? And before becoming a detective, you have to learn from scratch, don't you? Yeah. As you said before, that's the point of learning. You're bad at it and learning to become better. Well, being a genius is nice. If you aren't one, then you don't have to beat yourself up over it. I'm a firm believer that if you're passionate about something, you can always find a way to succeed in the end. I don't think you're actually willing to give up your dream, despite what you said. So I'm right. With how hardworking you are, I believe you can do it, Haruto. I'll help you achieve that dream however I can. Okay, could you give me $1 million real quick? It'd be a nice start. No, okay, you can stop right there. He didn't make fun of me. Hell, he even encouraged me wholeheartedly like that. Yeah, it's funny how we're having this giant, really big side story of this totally not gay couple. Totally, obviously not. But it's funny. Well, not funny, haha, but it's interesting because we do know that freaking Yuzuki's been stabbed to death, so we kind of know why Haruto was following, Ichigo, and I guess I don't know. I guess initially he was interested because he's like a detective kind of person, right? So that's why he found out about Ichigo and everything. But now it's interesting because we know that Yuzuki's dead. So what's gonna happen with Haruto? Haruto's gonna go on a freaking rampage, I feel like, But anyway, I guess we'll see. That's the first. Thank you, Yuzuki. That means a lot. You're welcome, Haruto. By the way, about that comic, will it be alright for me to borrow the first volume? Yeah, you're interested in it? Yes, something like that. Let me warn you, we already have 100 volumes of this. That's a lot, but it's alright. And just like that, we've gone closer again. Months passed, and in the blink of an eye, winter came. It's February now. To be more exact, it's Valentine's Day. I've only ever gotten chocolates from my friends, so I didn't expect this year's Valentine's Day to be any different. Hey, Haruto! Speaking of friends, here comes a girl from my class. Hey, Anna. Came here for your yearly chocolate? Duh! Here, I got you your favorite. Thanks. And here's your cashew chocolate. Yeah, now this is the good stuff. How's it going? Got any chocolate from a guy this year? I wish. How about you, Haruto? Oh, wait, I don't need to ask. If guys like Yuzuki and Ichigo, there's no way you're getting one. You're not wrong. Speak of the devil, look who's coming this way. Oh, hey, Yuzuki. Hello there, you two. And of course he comes by to us with 2 handbags full of chocolate. Show off. Why is he looking at my chocolate like that? Haruto, are you free right now? Yeah, what's up? Let's go to the usual place together. I can sense my friend's curious eyes looking at me, but I try to shake it off and play it cool. Right now? Yes. Seems urgent. Well, sure. I take a look at my friend again and lightly wave at her. See you later. She just gives me a wink and an okay gesture before the two of us walk away. Okay. So, you seem like you want to talk about something. I'm just curious. Who's that girl you're with? Oh? What's this? Is he interested in her? I'll give him a vague answer to see what he responds with. Her name is Hana. I see. But what's your relationship with her? Oh yeah, he's definitely interested in her. Hana will freak out when she hears this. We're friends, classmates. Do you want me to introduce you to her? I can even take you to her right now if you want. Wait, no, that's not what I'm saying. Come on, stop being so shy, let me take you to her. Haruto. I'm not interested in her. Why did you even ask that question? Wait, don't tell me. The one I love is you, Haruto. Alright, here we go. Here's the gayness. As we expected, it was implied 10 times, but... Are you serious? Yes. What? You know I'm a guy, right? You know, guys can't love guys. That's not... Can't do that. Yes, I do, and I don't mind. That's not the point. This is a Tomei game. But again, I guess this would be fan service for like a female demographic, you know, if this was initially in a Tomei game. That's not the point. What would the others think if they knew you'd confess to me? What would your parents think? Also, we live in a small town, and... But we can just keep it a secret, right? That's... I do admit I'm scared of thinking what'll happen or find out. But I just thought that if I don't do this, I'll regret it. Don't you know that I could go around spreading the fact that you confessed to me to everyone? No, I know you won't do that. You're a good person, Haruto. Are you hearing yourself right now? This is stupid, Yuzuki. Well, love makes you do stupid things after all. You're always so stubborn, aren't you? I really don't get you. Not of anyone else, you just had to fall for me. Why wouldn't I fall for you? You're... Okay, let me just skip that. Okay, stop, that's embarrassing. I let out a long sigh. Logically, I should reject him and forget this ever happened. It's better for the two of us. But despite what I told him, I'm also an idiot. Yuzuki. I like it too. Okay. Could you say it again, Haruto? I know you heard me the first time. You're so stingy. But I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. And then they kiss. And then the year passed. And this is when it starts getting, I feel like, murderous because, well, Haruto does get involved with Ichigo, so... Today is the first day of February, and it's at this day that I stumble upon something I shouldn't. You know, I feel like, yeah, it's weird. It is kind of sudden. I mean, we already like went through so many scenes, but you know, I did want to mention that it was kind of sudden that we somehow just switched perspectives. You know, like just like that. You know, I thought it was gonna be like a short, like I don't know. I thought it was gonna be like a short flashback, really. You know, we take like 5 minutes, you know, just to establish that Haruto and Yuzuki were totally going out, you know, just to establish that connection. But actually, there's just a lot. But anyway, my legs are numb from running too much, and my heart beats as if it was going to burst out my chest at any moment. Eventually, I fell down and started vomiting. All this time, I've read many mystery books. I watched many mystery TV shows. I've played many mystery video games such as Phoenix Wright and Danganronpa. But I never once thought I'd be witnessing an actual murder happening right before my eyes. I didn't know blood was red instead of pink, you see. That killer is definitely the one behind all those missing people. Hacking and mutilating a body so easily like that. Luckily, I don't think the killer saw me. I'll go to the police tomorrow. I didn't get good enough evidence, and it's risky. The killer might come up after me, but it's better than letting a killer wander around. Someone else might even die if I just stay quiet. It's terrifying, but I had to do what I had to do. I won't let the killer get away with it, no matter what. Well, that was your first mistake, because yeah, he talked to the police, but then the police, like idiots, I guess, somehow. I mean, I guess it's like a small town, right? That's the idea. It's very unprofessional that the police just simply gave the name, you know, of who else was a witness to like a killer or whatever. But anyway. 9th of February. I reported to the police, told them who did it, but they didn't find anything. Then they told my parents to reprimand me for my disruptive behavior. Okay, so that's why I remember, you know, close to the beginning, that's why Ichigo was in interrogation, right? Almost got caught, but it didn't work out, so. Which means I'll have to get more reliable evidence. The problem is, I initially thought the killer didn't see me, but I always felt like I'm being watched and followed nowadays. It's starting to feel dangerous, so I don't want to risk it and... Haruto, why did you suddenly send me that text? Did something happen? Before I answer him, I look around and check around the place to make sure the killer isn't around. Around. When I'm completely sure nobody else but us is around, I finally answered him. Yuzuki, I'm sorry, but I can't tell you what actually happened. I decided to leave him in the dark. Otherwise, he might meddle or get involved. If he does, the killer might go after him, too. That's the last thing I want. Well, too late for that, but anyway. Please, just stay away from me until the 15th of February. We can meet up then at the station before I go to Tokyo. You really can't tell me no matter what? Yeah. Sorry, Yuzuki. Then, I'll come with you to Tokyo. Huh? 6 days are enough for me to prepare almost everything, so you don't have to worry. What are you saying? Don't do it. You'll graduate in only a few months. But so will you. You're right, but for me it's different. I have something urgent to do, that's why I'll be leaving, but you don't. You leaving is urgent to me, though. You know we can just communicate with our phones, right? But if you're in trouble, then I want to be by your side and help you. But what about your parents? Haruto, I'm sure by now you are aware that I don't feel happiest at home. I'll admit, I've had thoughts of running away from home, but I could never do it. However, if I'm together with you, I think I'll be able to do it. I'll just be killing two birds with one stone here. I could be by your side and run away from home. God, you're always so stubborn. Fine, if you're gonna come with, then I'll let you. Really? Yeah, but I just want you to do 3 things for me. 1, you can't tell anyone that I'll be leaving. If you want to tell someone, then go ahead. Just don't bring my name up. 2nd, I want you to really think about this. Running away won't be easy. I could always pick you up whenever you're absolutely ready and sure instead. And finally, again, please, avoid me for the time being. I'll contact you through our phones instead. Alright? I'll be sure to do that. Still, I don't know what's going on, but please, always remember that I'll be here if you need me. Yeah. Thanks, Yuzuki. Of course, the same goes to you. Contact me right away if something happens. Oh yeah, birds, as in dead birds, anyway. Yet despite that, the 14th of February yesterday, Yuzuki suddenly went missing. Here you go. His parents said he hasn't come back home. While his parents went to the police, I decided to head to that girl's house. Going to Tokyo can wait. You know, this is all just a setup, by the way, just for this. I need to make sure Yuzuki's alright first. I don't trust Ichigo, but he might be telling the truth. Oh yeah, I remember, okay, you remember like there was a scene where Ichigo kind of hinted that that's where Yuzuki is at Amy's place. I wonder why Ichigo did that. I guess to maybe like, you know, his plan was to like, you know, basically set up a trap maybe. I don't know if Ichigo knows about like Yuzuki, right? Well, I guess I'll check it out then. Oh, well. Okay. Which perspective are we? I don't know. I think we're Amy? I should probably clean things up soon. Yeah. Before the police find out, I need to... Suddenly, I feel a vibration inside Yuzuki's pocket. It's Yuzuki's phone. It's been vibrating a lot since last night. I guess I should check it out now. There are countless missed calls from his parents and... Who the hell is Sweetheart? Okay, Sweetheart. Well, that's actually kind of sad, you know, in hindsight, because he's freaking dead, but you know. Did he actually have a lover? Scrolling through their messages beforehand, I found out a few things. Sweetheart is just a contact name for a person called Haruto. Judging from Haruto's profile picture, he's brown-haired, average-looking, around our age. I don't know what Yuzuki even sees in him. And the way Yuzuki texts this Haruto, it's like he's infatuated with this Haruto, to the point that they want to run away together. Yandere powers activate. I must destroy yaoi couple. No, I wonder who that is. I get up from my bed, despite how light my head feels. But just before I leave my room, I look at the knife stuck on Yuzuki's lifeless body. Save the game. You know, no yandere, no self-respecting yandere will go anywhere without her knife. Let's take the knife. Just to be safe. I decided to take the knife with me. I mean, this is dramatic irony, really, because me as the player, I know what's gonna happen. We already know where the pieces are being set up for something to happen. But anyway, once I'm near my front door, I open the door slightly. On the other side of the door is, sorry to interrupt, but you're Aimi, right? There's no mistaking it. He's Haruto. I heard Yuzuki's in here. Is that true? Yes. I opened the door wide for him to enter. This is all his fault. Yes, it's all his fault. That's why I had to stab him, totally. So I'll show it to him. But instead of walking in, Haruto stares at me. Are you injured? So what? You're all bloody. And Yuzuki's here, you say? Ugh, the smell. Why is there so much blood? No, don't tell me. Haruto must have noticed that something is very wrong, as he suddenly bolts up while shouting frantically. Yuzuki, are you in here? I only closed the door behind me before following Haruto upstairs. When I finally catch up with him up in my room, I see him staring at Yuzuki. He stands there, seemingly paralyzed. Did you do this? Yes. Why? What did Yuzuki even do to deserve this? Nothing. What? Stop fucking around with me! If he's done nothing, then why did you... It's because of you. Huh? I killed him because he'll leave. With you. I wanted to be together with him, but he'll just leave me behind. If only you didn't ask him to leave. No, if only you two never dated in the first place. This would never happened. Yuzuki would still be living, he would date me instead, so... I mean, oh well, it depends if he's bisexual. Anyway. The hell do you think... You let your guard down. So much for being a detective. Don't you know a detective is supposed to, like, not get killed? After he fell to the ground, I pulled the knife from his neck, causing him to lose a significant amount of blood. You don't say. You don't say. He twitches and writhes in pain for a short while, until he stops. I mix it too now. Before I could do anything, I hear commotion outside. Seems the police came already. Well, I guess this is it then. My mom and dad are right. I am a monster. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that's why her parents, are always not around. Maybe that's why. The only way I can atone now will be this. Aimi. Ah, well. Poor Ichigo, despite him also being a bit of a serial killer. Aimi. It's my fault. If only I kept you from confessing. If only I checked sooner. Nothing matters now. Without Aimi, I'd rather... Well, join the party, guy. Everybody dies! Bad end number 4 until none is left. Well, it's just the conga line of, like, death. Anyway. Oh boy. Alright, so a lot happened. But I guess let's change the outcome one more time. It's a lot of setup. Yeah, it's a lot of setup. Also, yeah, run into a crazy person's house is like probably not the best idea. Just to run in like that, like a bloody girl acting strangely. But I guess Haruto, he just has average intelligence. You couldn't expect him to make smart decisions. He's just average. He just makes the average decision. Anyway. So this time though, let's not take the knife. What happens if we don't give him or give her the tool to like murder yet another person? I imagine, well, I guess, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's not take the knife. Alright. I guess we can skip for now. And then, yeah, okay. So up to the point where she was about to stab him, I guess she gets slapped, maybe, I assume? Stop spouting bullshit. What, are you trying to make me feel guilty? Too bad. I have no reason to. He died because you killed him. Don't you dare point your finger towards others what you did. To think, I tried to help you before this. You're no different after all. No, you might even be worse. After punching me, he takes a tape from my desk and starts to tie me up with it. Oh, okay, he just freaking punched her. I just let him do it. In the end, he's right. No matter how many times I tried to deny and delude myself, I'm the one who did the deed. Yuzuki's parents have contacted the police. And thanks to your friend, we know that Yuzuki had never left this house. They should be here at any moment now. So don't even think of doing anything funny unless you want a heavier punishment. Sure enough, what you say is true. The police eventually came, and I was taken away. Some days passed, or it's been months already. I couldn't tell. In the end, I was sent to juvenile prison because I was underage, so it's okay, you know. It's fine. Oh, actually, yeah, it's funny because if how's that work, by the way? Because technically, yeah, if you commit a crime, I mean, it depends on where you live, but usually if you commit like a really like horrible, morally abhorrent crime, but if you're a kid, if you're like a minor, then you often get a lighter sentence. I remember one of the endings with Ichigo, he also got sent to prison and got the death sentence because at the time he was already a grown adult, even though he committed the crime when he was younger. So how does that work? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Anyway. While I was there, an unexpected guest arrived to meet me. Here's Ichigo. Hi, Amy. Ichigo. I'm sorry it took me this long to visit you. I just never expected you to. No, sorry. That's not why I came here today. What I'm trying to say is, I'll wait for you. Huh? Ichigo, what are you saying? I said I'll wait for you. I've killed a person, though. Same. No, anyway. Despite what you did, I'll still welcome you when you're released. I'll take you to our favorite places. We'll eat tons of delicious sweets like we used to. Until that time comes, I'll wait and visit you every day. I'll also kill all the witnesses, don't worry about it. Okay? I'll make sure to visit you so often that you'll get tired of seeing my face. Bold of you to assume that I'm not tired of seeing your face already. Huh, so you can still joke around like that. That's relieving. I'm glad. Oh, sorry for not being able to stay here for longer, Amy. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Good end. Sort of. Sort of good end. Second chance. What happens, though? Because we kind of know... no, I don't know. I guess it's sort of a good ending. I mean, Yuzuki still freaking dies. As it turns out, we don't really get... I mean, it makes sense, but we she doesn't get it with Yuzuki. He's just freaking dead. Haruto, probably... Haruto is, like, probably very depressed about that. And probably has survivor's guilt. But don't worry about it. The serial killers will hang out and then they'll live happily ever after, That's how it works, I guess. But I was wondering, though, will Ichigo, like, not have his crimes discovered, I guess, in that case? In that situation, maybe? Like, I swear that Haruto did see Ichigo commit a crime, right? So that would eventually lead him to go to prison as well. But I think the implication is that he also killed Haruto. I think that's what happened. I think that's why it took long, like a long time to see Amy, and he also killed Haruto, and that's why he was so smug about that. Yeah, but I guess let's be crazy murder couple. I mean, that's how it is in the true ending as well. In the true ending, we actually did learn about like Ichigo's habits, and like freaking Amy was very hot and bothered by it, actually. He was totally down with it. But anyway, I assume something similar happens in the good ending. And it's good for them, I guess. They're still like heinous criminals, but hey, I guess it's good for them. All right. So I guess the canon, the canon couple is definitely Ichigo and her. You know, they do end up together. Though I guess it's implied. I don't know. The good ending. I mean, I don't know if it's implied that they'll be together necessarily, but I mean, she's the only person that she can trust, though. I guess at that point. But anyway, I guess they'll just be a crazy killer yandere couple, and and they'll ride off into the sunset, and never really pay for their crimes. Really, well, I mean, I guess she would because she was in prison, but not him. I assume. Anyway, there you go. What a interesting little visual novel. A bunch of little twists. I mean, it's a little cliche at times, but that's kind of the point, I think. It's like they're setting up this very cliche story, but then obviously there's a dark twist to it. A little. I don't know. I like it. I like it. I like the twist. I mean, obviously going in, I kind of already knew that it was going to take a bit of like a dark twist, but I didn't know exactly what was going to happen. And to be honest, I really thought it was just going to be like one maybe like crazy yandere-ish person. I actually thought it was going to be Yuzuki, to be honest. I feel like he was set up to be the perfect guy, right? How just like in the female version, like a yandere character often is like the perfect, person, right? They're like so perfect in every way, but as it turns out, they love murder. But as it turns out, it wasn't Yuzuki. It was actually the childhood friend, which is a surprise. And also Aimi herself also kind of messed up too. She's just freaking crazy too, as it turns out. So it was quite a surprise actually. I liked it. Also, just I don't know, maybe I'm just weird, but I do like these stories where like it's just chaos. It just like starts off sweet and innocent, and it just devolves into like bloody chaos. And like I don't know, I find that kind of like entertaining. I sometimes I do want the criminals though, the villains to actually pay the price, however, to get some punishment. It seems like at least in the true ending, I mean most of the endings they do pay the price, I guess, but like in the true ending, I must say they just did like a magic trick, and just escaped from all karma somehow. But I don't know, whatever, that's fine. All it's missing is a truck. Well, it's not isekai. That depends if it's gonna be an isekai. There's no isekai elements. But anyway, but yeah, Sweetest Valentine. What else do I want to say? I mean, the art is good. The music's fine. I like the multiple choices that you get to explore. I like the bad endings. I did read that this game was definitely inspired by Doki Doki Literature Club. I do see some inspirations there. Again, the whole like sweet and innocent, but actually pretty dark. Spoilers for DDLC, but I mean that's a pretty popular game. I'm probably plenty of people already know about it. And it was also inspired by Sharon actually, which I never played the games myself, but I've already I already watched playthroughs of Sharon's games, and if you didn't know, Sharon, I guess how you pronounce it, the Sharon game, the Sharon developer, they often make games that have yanderes in them, and it did remind me of that actually. A good old time with yanderes. I like this game. This was really good. I don't know. I feel like in some ways, some people might not like this actually, but I don't know. It hits a soft spot for me, I guess. I like it. Anyway, there you go. That's it for Sweetest Valentine. Aimi, Yuzuki, and Ichigo all having a very interesting time together. I guess, yeah, just sign off. So if you're on YouTube, if you didn't know, I stream these games live on Twitch. So check me out over there if you're interested. I also play other types of games on my channel, so you can look for those if you want. I tend to play a lot of these little interesting little indie games, so you can look for those as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.